The first thing I noticed wasn't her words. It was the glint of the gold band sliding off her finger. The sun caught it for a fleeting moment before it fell into her palm, and she held it up like a trophy. "Guess I'm single today," she laughed, tossing the ring into her champagne flute. The words echoed across the garden, sharp and cruel, slicing through the hum of polite chatter at the party. Froze. Glasses clinked. Laughter buzzed. But all I heard was that one sentence. And my heart, I swear it skipped then sank. It was my wife, Melissa, my partner for 8 years, the woman I had trusted more than anyone, standing there in a silk dress that shimmered under the afternoon sun, acting like she didn't belong to me at all. Like she had somehow been planning this performance for months, maybe years, right under my nose. I felt a heat rise to my cheeks, but it wasn't embarrassment. It was something darker, something icy. A cold, heavy weight settled in my chest. My fingers twitched, craving control, an outlet for the rage and betrayal that coursed through me. "Melissa," I said, my voice tight, careful. Not a whisper, not a shout. Just controlled enough to draw her attention. She turned, smirk still plastered across her face. "Hey," she said, tilting her head. "Relax. I'm just having fun." Fun. That word felt like a knife twisting in my gut. I stepped closer, closing the invisible distance between us in a way that made her pause. I could see the faintest crack in her confidence, the hesitation that came only when someone truly knows you're cornered. "Fun," I repeated, my voice low. "Is that what you call this?" Her smile faltered. "What are you talking about?" I didn't answer immediately. I wanted her to feel the full weight of her actions. Everyone at the party could see us now, the tension thickening the air between us. Friends who had once admired our union were now witnesses to its fracture. And she didn't know the half of it. Not yet. I excused myself with a polite nod to the others and walked toward the house. She followed, curiosity flickering across her features, like she was playing a game, and she thought she knew the rules. I didn't turn to look at her. I didn't need to. The trail of perfume she left behind was enough to make my stomach turn. Inside, I pulled my phone from my pocket. My hands were shaking, though I tried to steady them. I scrolled through the messages I had found earlier that morning, the ones she thought I'd never see. Texts between Melissa and someone else. Someone who wasn't me. Her laughter at the garden party now made sense. It wasn't a joke. It was a challenge. I remembered the first message I'd stumbled upon. A casual line, innocent enough if you didn't know the context. "Can't wait to see you tonight. Alone." I had brushed it off initially. Maybe a friend, maybe work. But then the late-night calls, the hidden notifications, the excuses that didn't add up. The puzzle pieces snapped together with brutal clarity. She was living a double life. I placed the phone on the counter and closed my eyes. Pain, sharp and suffocating, clawed at me. Every memory of our shared mornings, whispered secrets, and laughter in bed felt tainted. How had I been so blind? How had she been so bold? Melissa's voice brought me back, soft but pointed. "Are you going to say something, or just stand there like a statue?" I opened my eyes slowly. She was leaning against the doorway, one eyebrow arched, the same playful mask she wore at the garden. But I wasn't in the mood for games. Not anymore. I stepped closer. My fingers curled around the edge of the countertop. "I saw your messages," I said, deliberately calm. "All of them. Every single one." Her eyes widened, but the shock wasn't immediate. It was as if she was trying to gauge my reaction, weighing it. Then came the laughter. Nervous, high-pitched, forced. "Oh, come on. You're overreacting," she said, shaking her head. "It's not what it looks like." "It's exactly what it looks like," I said, my voice rising just slightly, enough to pierce through her armor. "Do you even realize what you're doing? The life we built. The vows we took." She scoffed, brushing a strand of hair behind her ear. "Vows are just words, you know that. We've been stuck. You were always so serious. Maybe I just wanted to feel alive again." Alive. That word made me laugh, bitter, hollow. Alive at the expense of the person who loved you unconditionally. alive while trampling over trust, over marriage. You think that gives you the right to humiliate me in front of everyone? Yes. My voice cracked with a mixture of anger and heartbreak. To make me look like a fool. She didn't answer immediately. Her silence was worse than any words she could have thrown at me. And then she said it, softly, almost a whisper. Maybe I like seeing that look on your face. Something inside me snapped. The world tilted, and for a moment, I saw her not as the woman I married, but as a stranger who had been hiding in plain sight. I reached for the wine glass she had tossed the ring into. The gold band floated like a sad sun in crimson liquid. Without thinking, I lifted it, letting the wine drip down the sides of my fingers. She flinched. You want to be single today? I asked quietly. Fine. I pulled a pen from the counter and with deliberate care wrote on a napkin. I am done. Permanently. Do not contact me. I folded it neatly and placed the ring inside. Then I handed it to her. Her eyes widened, panic flashing across her features. Wait, what? No, this isn't. I mean it, I said, voice steady, controlled. I trusted you, Melissa. I trusted you with my life, my heart. And you threw it away for, what? Thrills. Attention. She opened her mouth, but no words came. For once, she couldn't manipulate the narrative. She couldn't charm her way out of the hole she had dug. I turned and walked out of the room, feeling a strange mixture of liberation and grief. Outside, the garden was quieter now, most guests drifting away, unaware of the private storm that had erupted behind closed doors. I could feel the heat of the sun, the breeze brushing against my face, but it didn't reach the cold that had settled deep in my bones. I thought about the years we had spent together, the promises we had made, and the betrayal that now defined our story. And yet there was clarity, painful clarity. I realized that this wasn't just heartbreak. It was a revelation. I had loved her with everything I had, and now I had to let her go with nothing. Later, when the guests had left and the garden emptied, I found her sitting alone on the porch, staring at the ring wrapped in the napkin. Her tears were real this time, unguarded. But I didn't move closer. I didn't comfort her. I sat across from her, keeping my distance, letting her face the consequences of her actions. Silence stretched between us, thick, almost suffocating. And in that silence, I understood something vital. Love is not enough when trust is gone. And some smiles, no matter how dazzling, are masks for betrayal. I hope you understand, I said finally. You don't get to erase what's been broken. Not today, not ever. She didn't answer. She just stared at me, at the distance that now separated us, realizing, too late, that the game was over. I stood, dusted off my suit, and walked into the fading light of the evening, the weight on my chest lifting slightly with each step. The pain would remain, a scar etched deep, but so would the knowledge that I had preserved my dignity, even when it felt like my heart had been torn from me. Melissa remained on the porch, alone, the ring lying in her lap. And for the first time I didn't see her as my wife. I saw her as the choice she had made, and the emptiness it brought. The garden party was over. The laughter had faded. But the lesson lingered, haunting, bitter, and necessary. Trust once broken can never be reclaimed, and sometimes, the only way to survive betrayal is to walk away, unbroken, even if the heart aches.